Gotta get comfortable. Hola everyone, and welcome back to Frugal Latina. First of all, this is not going to be a cash stuffing video. We're going to do things just a little bit differently. We're going to be doing and I had to adjust you for a second. We're going to do a end of the month review. We're going to talk about how we spent our money, what's going well, what are some lessons that we learned. But first, I just kind of wanted to share what do I do with like the money I save up for, right? So I had a art budget and I wanted to buy all of these are stickers. I love to collect stickers. I have a whole junk journal. One day maybe it's completely unrelated to finances, but for anyone else out there, I junk journal. I love to just put things, it's another way to get a creative outlet as someone who has had a bit of an art funk, if I'm being entirely honest. But it's for my journal, and I just wanted to say, this, and I feel like this is not talked about at all within the budgeting space unless you're super niche, is that sometimes when you save up for a thing or you save up your money, there's a lot of anxiety around spending it. So like you've gotten into this habit of like saving, but then when it comes to actually spending it, there's a lot of anxiety around it. And I wanted to just like give you permission that if you have money in your envelopes to go buy it and you've had your eye on something, it doesn't always necessarily have to be a thing you've wanted forever. Like you're allowed to use the money in your envelopes. I know this sounds really silly, but I really think it's a thing. I follow a gal named Who's Angela on TikTok she's just a hoot. She's a sweetheart. And she talks about this, about like anxiety around purchasing things that you really want. So anyway, wanted to go over that. So let's talk tiny house. If you're here for the tiny house update, the biggest update, and this is not like you have to watch this video. I'm not going to put it in any other cash stuffing video, is that I will, by November 7th, I will have my origination fee money. That's $3,072. Now, hear me out. In order to transfer the funds from my account via wire, it's a $25 fee. So that extra 25 it's going to come from somewhere. But I made the executive decision, and I talked about it a little bit in my last video, I'm just ending for this year, ending the 100-day challenge and the 30-day challenge. Like, you know, the binders that I had, I wasn't motivated to do it. I have other challenges. I'm going to bring back the autistic challenge and bringing back Help a Human. And there will be more on that a little bit later. However, that money, that extra $230 is going to cover the remainder. I also had about $200 saved for the Mazda, the new car that I want to get, and straight up 100% all the way. It's not happening this year. It's just not. And I have other obligations. I have other things that I want. So I'll just get into it. I've been so yappy. I'm sorry. Okay, so where are we in all of this? In real time, as it stands now, in Ally, I have $751. Cash on hand, and I could show it to you guys since I'm not technically cash stuffing, but I want to show you. In this binder are two major savings challenges, one of which is tiny house and the other is emergency fund. I did pull money from emergency fund. Not ideal. I have a little bit, but we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 5, 90, 5, 100, 105, 10, oh God, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 5, 40, 5, 50, 5, 60, 5, 70, 5, 80, 5, 90, 1, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. So we have 246 here. That's staying in here until the 7th, which is when it's getting deposited. And then once I sign closing papers, is like the last major fee. This isn't in the bank yet to accumulate because it would take 2 days to transfer, and then another like 2 days to transfer to Ally, and then another 2 days to go back. And if I'm paying the origination fee, knock on wood, if I'm paying the origination fee on the 7th, that doesn't make any sense, right? So as it stands now, where we would sit is just at 1,000. On payday, I'm saving 2,100. It's got to come from somewhere. I'll figure it out. But 2,000 to hit that $3,000 mark, and I'm just giving myself $100 extra just to cover any transaction fees. So I will fill this out once that hits my bank and it's all together. But like, long story short is we really are making that. So I'm going to take this out. This was the 100-day challenge. I've restarted it so many times. The second time, 3 times. The first time I gave up. The second time I needed to make rent. And the third time is now. And I think it's for a good cause because this is going for a tiny house anyway. That said, my 2025 for 2025 is still ongoing. That is also going to tiny house. And also, like, the 30-day challenge was going to tiny house. So you kind of see where I'm going with this is that there's just, there was a lot of stuff that was going to tiny house anyhow. And I have just accepted the fact that there are some challenges that we're going to need to put off until 2026. And I'm comfortable with that. So, like, that said, we're in November. You guys, this is November 1st that I'm speaking to you. I finally had the energy, and let me tell you, this weather has hit me like a brick. So needless to say, you're like, okay, Frugal Latina, like, let's get into it, girly pop. So let's do that. For each check, I use the Budget Moms budgeting tool. I write it out per check. I typically look at my month as a whole, but realistically, sometimes it's going to be per check. So that said, we already have November 5th planned out, and I'll go over this and then we'll go back to October. How did October go? So November 5th, we are going to be putting 2,000 into the origination fee to round it out, hit 3,000. I know that I might very well use my savings. I didn't do any overtime this past 2 weeks. I'm so exhausted, if I'm being honest with you. There's nothing really that has switched up. Groceries is still at $200. We're gonna talk about that. Gas is gonna be even less, gonna be $20. Simply because there's not a whole lot of places you can go in November. It's rainy, it's wet, and straight up, I need new tires and I need to fix my window. And that is kind of causing me and preventing me from like actually going out too much. My bills are still about $370. I ended up canceling YouTube Premium. I might regret it. I use it a lot every day, but like straight up, I'm going to have to go back through my subscriptions and cancel them. Peacock, I only get for October and November because I like to watch the Macy's Day Parade. It's really silly, but whatever. It brings me so much joy. And during the deep dark, we call it the big dark in Seattle, doing everything in my power to keep it cozy and happy is pretty major. So this is my home binder. I think I've introduced it in my earlier videos, but my home binder kind of is my ethos, if you will. I have my why story here from Budget Mom. I like to revisit it, but we'll do some more deep dives, I think, towards the end of the year, because I was just taking like a sneak peek of how we did for the year, and it's pretty rad. So I like to just check in and see if like I'm keeping to my North Star. And if that North Star has changed, why has it changed? You know, what's going on? What's going on there? So I would like to say like a big, just to the month of October, like, thank you. What a fruitful, painful, beautiful month. How are we here? Like, how are we here? So October was simultaneously expensive, exhausting, and so worth it. I overdid it with overtime this month. Believe it or not, even with all the time that I took off, I still felt obligated to do overtime to make up for it. So for those of you that don't know, I get sick leave, but I don't get PTO. So I have one of those situations where you can either choose PTO or you can choose a raise. I know. In this economy, having a job is so, it's something else. But that said, I opted for a raise because I could basically buy out my vacation. If I miss a day, I can do half that day and make up for it. Nevertheless, how did we do? How did we do? So, okay. I have not paid the origination fee just yet. What is the origination fee, Becca? The origination fee is my version of closing costs. So tiny houses, for those of you that don't know, they don't have closing costs, but I do owe the mortgage company for basically putting the papers together. So the down payment is not all that there is, right? It's also like the closing costs. For houses, it's typically $10,000, but in this case, for this tiny house, it's $3,072 exactly. That said, it is a $25 wiring fee from out of my bank. And the reason that's important is because I'm willing to pay the fee if that means that's immediately out of my account. Because I'm already running into issues right now with student loans. There is I can do an ACH transaction, but what that ends up meaning is that the money is not taken out on the exact date. It's taken out like 2 days later when it goes through because of routing and accounting number. You guys know this, but I'm going to be honest with you. It's messing me up a little bit. So I need to get, I meant it when I said that after October 18th, I'm absolutely locking in. So, the total income that we had for this month was a little less because, like I said, I took vacation. So it ended up being a little less than $5,000. It was $4,829. I actually spent $5,159.41. Mind you, I have money saved. I still have money saved right now in my envelopes. And I'll actually do, I don't think I've ever done this on camera because it's tedious, but I love it, is how much I have in each envelope. So I know it's more fun to like watch it in my hands, but this is a yappy one. For those of you that love my yappy ones, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate you. And if you haven't, please subscribe. Okay. So back to monthly review. Rent was the same. Lumen was $66. I ended up not having to pay light, which is odd, but I use so few electricity because Seattle now has some type of program, law, I don't know, where if you only use like a specific type of electricity after a certain time or like not during peak hours, essentially like if you just don't use up enough wattage, you don't get charged for it. So I have a $7 credit that's being applied to the next one. Now I know, especially because of the party, I did like washing dishes twice in 1 week. So I'm sure that's going to reflect somehow, but essentially if I'm not in that room, the light's off. And when I go on vacation, like I have in like twice this month, I unplug the Wi-Fi, I unplug my outlets. Like I'm really like, when I'm not here, I'm like really not here. Okay. Groceries, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Groceries was $496.50. Why was groceries $496.50, Becca? It was because what I didn't factor in coming back from vacation is having an empty fridge and just the slight panic of not knowing what I need, and like, it's truthfully a little bit of panic buying. If I'm being honest with you guys, there was a little bit of panic buying because you don't know what shelves are gonna look like. And I got paid October 27th or something, and that was a little bit before, like, what's going on, what is supply gonna look like. So I got everything I needed, and right now, what I think I'm noticing is a little bit of food waste. This is what they call, it's something that they call like the ADHD tax, is when food goes bad or whatever, and I'm trying to quell that some. So I'm dialing it back. So we really have to figure out groceries because I really don't want to be throwing away food that I'm not eating. So eating out was $21.64, which, like, hooray. Mind you, vacation is down here. So I did eat out while I was on vacation, but I had a lot of friends helping me out in the second half, if you will. Didn't go to the vet this time. She is going to need her dry food, which is $80. I never let y'all forget that it's $80. I did ask the vet if I could move her over to a different type of food, and she said no. So she has two types of food, for those of you that don't know, and for those of you that also have furry friends in your house. My cat has some pretty gnarly allergies. I'm very curious to see, once we move into our tiny house, if her allergies go away, because this place is dusty. It is a dusty place, and I vacuum far more frequently, but truthfully, I need a real deal Holyfield another air purifier, or just to get the replacement purifier for, like, the air purifier I have now is, for whatever reason, hard to find, and that's what I get for buying third party, whatever. Okay, therapy was $91. Gas was $25.51. I really wasn't going nowhere. I really wasn't going nowhere. And yet I was. My God. The Uber bill alone was atrocious last month. Insurance was, oh my God, you guys. I accidentally paid off my quarterly insurance. So on the upper hand, my insurance is paid off. On the downside, I didn't have to pay off, like, that remaining $80 till next month, but I did it anyway. So, like, whatever. I'm behind on Christmas saving, and honestly, I'm kind of fine with that. I'm not really going to be doing Black Friday like that this year, especially with the way that companies are doing things. I'm a Halloween girl anyway. Art was $52. Yee. I did buy that book, which I love very much. It was only $40, and it has like over 300 stickers in it. So gym was $35. I went twice earlier last week. So I'm kind of proud of that. Diana, I only spent $30.77 because I needed to re-up her wet food, but that's got to go up. So I'm factoring that in for November. Beauty, I didn't spend nothing. And my hair is so frizzy. Lily Budgets talked about this a little bit, but during the winter time, you would think I was a witch in the woods, a Raggedy Ann. My hair like gets used to shampoo and conditioner so quickly. I found some rosemary oil from department store today, so I put that in my hair. I'm gonna do a hot oil treatment, and then as soon as I can, I'm seriously considering going to Costco and getting, like, a big old jug, so that way I could just use that for next year. Because I get really overstimulated in Costco, you guys. Costco is really overwhelming for me. Costco is where I think it's such a big, it's a test to my budgeting. It really is, because Costco and Trader Joe's, I've talked about this. Costco and Trader Joe's are the type of places that my impulse shopping, like, loses its mind. And it's because I used to go with my parents, and there was never a Costco trip that was like less than $200. And I'm sure, like, that's the intention, right? It's to stock up. But as a single person, it does not make sense for me to frequently go there. That's it. That's all you hear from me. I love Costco, but I stay the F out of it. Whatever. Okay, Capital One. I only paid $117. Okay, when I say lock in, this is what I mean. When that origination fee is paid off, after obviously rent check, and then I still do pay money towards rent check. But when the origination fee is out of my bank account, closing documents are signed, we're going back to paying off debt, like going back to the snowball effect. And also we're still saving up for 6 months worth of rent and lot. Mortgage and lot. So I'd love to have at least 1 or 2 months worth of rent saved up, ready to go, including mortgage. I have yet to also email my landlord letting them know I'm not renewing because I want to make sure those closing papers are signed prior. So yeah, we'll get into that. Apple, I ended up, like I said, I canceled YouTube Premium. I don't need it. Do I love it? Yes. Do I need it? No. It's $18.99. $18.99. Okay. Google, I'm keeping. Peacock is going to get removed after the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. I'll cancel it basically that day. Spotify, I'm keeping. Spotify is doing some shady stuff, and unfortunately, right now, there really is very few options to replace Spotify. I have heard good things about Apple Music, but Apple Music apparently is equally as terrible. I've heard about alternatives, but again, those alternatives have to be equal, if not better, because I love Libby. I use Libby, and I've even switched to Storygraph, but it isn't Libby. And I say this as a frequent, like I could show you my library books right now. As a frequent library user, Libby is not a replacement for Audible. I'm sorry. It's not. It's just not. Like, and it's just because unfortunately it's an Amazon product. Okay, I'll get off my high horse. Okay, here we go. Tennessee Vacation altogether was $467. And this largely is thanks to my friends. This is not just because I was like hella cheap. It was more or less because of my friends. And what eats up a chunk of that, and I need to come up with a better plan. One, it's the reason I take an Uber is because it manages my anxiety so bad. So when I come home from a vacation, and tell me if you're like this too, I want to go straight home. I don't want, I know, I don't want to get on transit. I don't want to deal with the general public. I want to get in a quiet car and go home. And that is my first world demand. Like, awake, okay, that's it. I need quiet. Emergency fund, $200 went towards it. It's getting used for the tiny house straight up. I have zero regrets about this decision. And again, you guys have seen my savings binders. Just for reference, all of these currently have money in them. All of these, well, this is for tiny house, are savings for 1 month ahead, for sinking funds, emergency funds, tiny house. So yes, the money that is an ally is going towards the tiny house. I still have money coming in. So I'm not depleting myself entirely, but right now is like it's go mode. And in order to show them I'm serious about it, that is why I'm doing what I do. This estimate is very wrong. Oh my lands, it's crazy. I have yet to, this is all my expenses for the month. I know that there are some budgeters that got it down to 1 page. It's not a competition, but it's just very cool. So, okay. That said, my biggest wins were saving for my origination fee. Did I meet my budget? Yes. OT nearly killed me, so I dialed it back significantly. What I learned this month is I can afford it when I plan for it. I have become the person who can come back from vacation and still get groceries. And that is a huge deal to me. That's a huge deal for me. I will do this within 1 month to improve, lock in, plan purchases. 4 hours of OT max. I have enough. Yes, I could do more OT, but I'm just I'm really tired, you guys. Like this month, I don't know about y'all, but like my God, this season hit me like a freight train. My priorities moving forward into November are as such. Origination fee, ding. Capital One, we're getting that higher interest, paying it off. I don't have any Nordstrom credit card stuff. I have the urge, but I haven't shopped at all. There, I do want a Burberry wallet. Like that's my Christmas want. Student loans, I really want to get that below 8,000 in the next quarter. Emergency fund needs to go back up to 1K. Ideally, I should probably move this up. It is always like, now that I'm looking at it, it's always competing with Capital One, but I really just want that Capital One card to go away and then I can use it. Using that for vacation, delicious. Okay. And then new car fund, because I want a car. And if there's anything the past 2 months have shown me is that this is my mentality moving forward. It is easy for me to save. I can trust myself with the money that's sitting there. Yes? Okay. Fabulous. Yes. So what? Like, we're in November. So a large chunk out of my first check of November is going to tiny house. We're going to be okay. I'm still going to do a couple, like some overtime here and there. However, my body is begging for rest and I'm going to listen to that. A lot about finances is where your head is at. It really is. Like, you don't have to be perfect 100% of the time, but you need to factor in the fun, but also $40 is going towards self-care. So this is what we're prioritizing. All of my challenges, like the ones that you typically see in this binder, sinking funds, the ones for fun, are going to get saved to the end of the month. Okay? So 1 month ahead, tiny house emergency fund are the exceptions. So if a bill is like saved up for, that's getting just dumped into my account. Origination fee needs to be paid. I factored in the wire, so I want to have at least $3,100. Okay, easily doable. Pay the origination fee. We're gonna start working on paying off Capital One, coming up with a plan. I've already started, like you saw, I was already sussing out November 5th. The upcoming check that we have coming up next week is already a little bit of a wash. I'm sorry, this is like going on a little bit long, but I want to walk you into my process because this is for people who are like somewhere in the middle, not quite left brain, not quite right brain, just right in the middle. Emergency fund needs to be saved for. Straight up 100% all the way. Let's get that emergency fund, make it as an important, make it like a bill, and get that squared away. Christmas fund. Again, I love Christmas, and a lot of that fun tends to go towards like spending time with friends, baking cookies, all of that stuff just brings me so much joy. And then I need to remember to celebrate closing. I know like they say what do they call it? The waiting part is the preparation. The stagnation is the preparation. $40 is going towards self-care. I need to like get a massage or go to the spa or something because I need to rest. November is coming in like a hot potato, but it also beckons me to rest, which is what I'm going to do. And then my Amazon, I have an Amazon wish list currently because for a lot of my tiny house gear is going to come from Amazon. It's just the easiest way they could send me like a PDF file of all the things I'm going to need when I hook up my tiny home, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to share that here on this channel. There is no obligation to buy it for me, but there are other people out there that know far more about winterizing during the holidays. They know about like what gear to get. I know that I want to eventually get solar powered, blah, blah, blah. Yes. So yeah. Two things of note for next month also is that I'm trying to pace myself, but I know that eventually I'll need to save up to get my brakes done, and then oil, and then new tires. Because yeah, and I mentioned my window. The window doesn't go up all the way. I'm not putting in a video here because it's humiliating. It's an old car. I love this car. The radio does not work. It's just, it gets me from A to B. Zero complaints, like, but it's paid off, right? It's my car. So okay. And then one last thing of note, and I might do like a debt confession at the end of the year, but I do have a hospital, well, not a hospital bill, a bill from Providence regarding the nutritionist I've been seeing. I need to make sure that bill gets paid. It's $312. Yeah. So that's it for now. We're so close. We're so close. Like, it's crazy to being done for this year. But I haven't done a total yet of like what I have in terms of like what's sitting inside of my binders, or yeah, like I don't have a total just yet of like everything all together. But it's well over 1,000, and so far this year, not to spoil anything, but so far this year, 10 months into the year, I added up all of the money I have saved up so far for October. I did I counted all my savings challenges. We have saved $430 this year alone. And when I added it up, it was over $2,000 we've saved up total for October. This is like passively saving for it. How cool is that? And now with my raise, hopefully that'll be even more. I feel lucky's not the right word. Prepared. I feel happy that I can trust myself with that amount of money and know that it's going towards my future. And I just want you all to know how I wish I could show you, because you only see the end part of it, right? But I have started and restarted my budget so many times. And just in the 100-day challenge alone, I've restarted that 3 times. But like Taylor Swift says, failure brings you freedom. You learn the most when you fail. And I hope that for those of you out there that are in the middle of it and you just keep messing up, I hope you keep messing up until you find something that works for you. Okay? I will see you all later in November for a cash stuffing. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this. I hope this helps. Adios.